Turn that down a little bit. We're gonna check out the babies. Turn it back up just a hair, huh? The kids get to listen to music and watch videos. But anyway, turn down the hair more just in case. So there's the kids. Zoom up on them a little bit. It's the daily update. Special hybrid guppy babies. See how they're doing today, I guess, huh? A whole bunch of little babies, huh? Seems like they're all girls, too. I don't think they can change their sex or nothing. I think they're all just, they're born what they are. And I got a bunch of girls this time. Yeah, they're all girls. Pretty sure that the winter time has something to do with it. And the cold winter temperatures. That might be a boy. Let's see. No, it's a girl. Yeah, it's a girl. They're all girls. So you can tell by the fin that's underneath their tail right there. See how it looks like a little triangle, pyramid shape. It's got like a pyramid shape on it to it. Boys have something that looks like a little stick coming out. The fin under there, that bottom fin underneath their tail. See that right there? See how it's shaped like a pyramid or a triangle or something? That's a girl. Boys have like, let's see, see him? See him right there? The bottom of his tail. If I can get in on him real quick. There, we'll use this guy. He seems to want to do it. It's like, I'll show you my dick. He's being shy. See if the little guy wants to show you his dick. Let's see. See the bottom of his tail? It's like real skinny. That little shape. So there's only 2 boys in here. Anyway, I was showing the corals. Some of the agatized corals. Pretty gold color looking one. You got these red ones. A good close up on this. There's some spots that need polishing. So I'm looking at them while they're dry now. That way I can see where I need to polish it more. See the blade marks right there. These came out pretty cool. That's pretty cool, huh? Isn't that pretty as hell? It's agatized coral. So you see the coral polyps right there. Cut these out and fasten them, they're worth quite a bit of money. Once you put all that work into it. Cut out a big piece. Put facets all around the outside of it. Polish it a lot better than this. See how that's not even all the way polished yet. It looks shiny. See how shiny it looks, but that's not all the way. It should look like that right there. See how that's a dry skin on the end of my finger. So I messed my thumb up with a grinder. Yeah, see how shiny that is? That's how this should be. Once it's cut and faceted and stuff, faceted off. Some really beautiful, it comes out beautiful too. That's one beautiful gemstone. Here's some more agatized coral. A little dusty. That's a real pretty red, huh? Look how red that is. That's what I made that with. A piece of that necklace. Silver. I got that a long time ago. Yeah, this piece here, I cut a bunch of pieces out of it. It was a lot bigger. But got some of it there too. That was a really nice one. I cut this one open. I was really impressed. I was like, wow, look at all the red. I love the red ones. Something about the red ones. I love them ones. Like that color there is cool and all. It's got all kind of wild color, but when I see that red ones, I'm like, wow, those are my favorites. The black ones and the red ones. And the white ones. Show these white ones. White ones, the red ones, the black ones, the blue ones. There's a nice black and blue one. It's agatized coral. That's pretty cool, huh? Anyway, main reason for this video, I wanted to take a look at the ones I cut just yesterday, the day before yesterday. I made this a long time ago. I was trying to polish it more. Let's look at it real quick, see how it come out. Now that it's dried off, I can see where see any areas that I need to polish more. Like here. Got in there. It's a nice rotochrosite, a gem rotochrosite. So you see the gemmy in it. It's a nice piece of gemmy rotochrosite. And it goes right here. I made this calcite. See that big chunk of calcite back here? This thing. Right. That's a big old slab of it, right? Well, put that back in there. Let's see. What I did is I cut a piece of it off. Another one that I had. I cut it all up and made like a bunch of skulls and stuff. I'll show you that. One of them anyway. Where is it? This one here. Made that skull. It's supposed to light up. There's like a thing that I put in there and it lights up when you push the button. I gotta put a new one in there. Because the old one got all corroded and rusted up because I used to take a shower with it on all the time. I used to wear this all over the place. And it's been rolling around. It's kind of got retired several years ago because I dropped it and it got cracked right here. So I got to repolish it again. And it's kind of just in retirement right now. It's in its tomb. So I made that, and then the heart-shaped box. I was trying to polish the bottom of it some, but I still got a lot more work to do. Get it polished up. 'Cause look at it when it's like, once it's polished, it'll be pretty. Kind of getting there on the polish, but there's a lot more work to be done. Here's where I signed it. In the process of putting my initial in it. And then yeah, that's the bottom of the box. It's gonna be like a ring. It's like a heart-shaped ring box. It's gonna have hinges and everything. Right, this fits on here. And if we look at it, it says Check this out. What's this? I think this is cool. What? There's some like pyrite on this side of it, it looks like. I think that's pyrite. So anyway, what's this? It says L, right? Got an L right here, L shape. There's an L, O, over here, there's an O. And then, if you look at it kind of straight, there's a V, right? V, and then on this side, E. E. And it kind of naturally says love. When I carved it, I didn't know that was going to happen, but when I was looking at it one day, I was like, wow, it says love. L-O-V-E. Guess God loves me. It's pretty, huh? Look at this thing. It's a pretty piece of rhodochrosite. Got some more polishing to do. Because it'll come out like a gem. That's why they call it gemmy rhodochrosite. The gemmy stuff is worth quite a bit of money. And then there's that Java moss agate I cut. Let's look at how the polish came out. Oh, there's a whole bunch I still gotta do. Now that it's dry, I can see that. See that right there? Yeah, I gotta sand this a whole lot more. Get all them imperfections out. That's probably gonna take it down another, at least a 1/16 of an inch, it looks like. I have to take it down a lot more than that. And then it'll be polished really good. It'll look like a piece of glass with that stuff in there. Kind of like that one there. Get on that. It's hard to see it. Pick it up, show it to you. See. That's moss agate there. That's a cool moss agate, huh? Looks like it's got dragons in there, horses or something running down the mountain. And the eye in the background's watching. And the whole thing is kind of shaped like a Moai statue. Looks like the eye right there. It looks like a horse right there running down a mountain with a bunch of people running with him or something. Birds flying past. Bugs and stuff watching. It's pretty cool, huh? Love this piece of moss agate. There's a really cool one over here. A couple of really cool ones. But for now, I'll do this one. Show you this one after I clean it off a little bit. Let's see. This one's pretty cool, huh? blue agate. Looks like clouds or something, huh? Looks like the sky. I've got some other ones that are really cool. But for now, I'm trying to do this. Let's see. I'm looking at these to see how good the polish came out and showing you guys how it came out. Let's see. There's that shell that's trapped in host rock right there. Try to look at the polish that I put on it. Let's see. Yeah, I got a lot more to do. Here, see all that? It's not so shiny. I mean, it's kind of shiny, but see the spots that. So you can tell he's shining a real bright light at it. Anywhere that the light gets phased out, that's where you got to polish more. See that? Once it is polished, it'll look pretty much like that, but just really shiny. Oh wow, there's some jersey in there, look at that. I didn't see that before. Cool, huh? Got a little bit of glitters in there. Over here too. That's a cool rock right there, huh? Look at that stone, I've got more of it. I probably got a piece of this right here. I've probably got hundreds of tons of it actually that I know where to get. There's probably hundreds of tons. But it's relatively inaccessible. I can only get like pieces at a time because you gotta cut it off and all that. You gotta break pieces of it off because it's just too big, you know. Big giant chunks of this shit, and you got it, and it's really hard. Man. I'm telling you, this stuff is really super hard to even cut. I'm talking that stone is like diamond hard almost. I'm talking super hard, harder than granite, that's for sure. I've broke pieces of granite off, breaks right off. If you hit it with a sledgehammer or something, you can break it off pretty easy. Even though it's hard to cut, because it's got a tensile strength that's pretty hard. It's hard to cut it, but breaking it's pretty easy. This stuff right here, man, it took like mad work to even break the smallest piece of it off. I'm talking, it's super hard. I don't know how, man, it's pretty damn hard. Yeah, I'm talking, have like a 5-pound sledgehammer and a rock chisel in your hand. And just trying to chip the smallest piece of that rock off, man, was really hard. I mean, you had to beat the hell out of it to even chip the smallest piece of it off. And what I had to do is like eat all around the outside of this fossil. I had to chisel marks all around it and score it real good. And luckily it was on the side of the thing where I could just break the whole side of the rock off. So I had to score the hell out of it, but scoring it was really hard to score it. And, yeah, it was really hard to score it. And then, what's this one? Oh, I forgot all about this one. There's another piece of calcite. It needs a lot more cleanup though. Yeah, that's calcite. Anyway, was saying, just scoring that rock, coming around the outside of this fossil. It was like way out here. It was like where the fossil is. I was like way over here, cutting a big old score on it, but it was like a shelf that was hanging out for the rock. It was kind of like an angle here and angle here, and I was like, well, I could probably break that whole piece off right there. So I just scored the rock like right along the edge right here, but hitting it with the chisel barely scratched it. But you hit it at a certain angle, you might nick little pieces off of it, and you just follow your line down. And then once you think that's pretty deep, you know what I'm saying, you get it about that deep, you can pretty much hit the hell out of the rock with a bigger a weighted sledgehammer on the side over here, and it'll break the whole piece off over here, right? That was really hard, man. I sat there for like 4 hours trying to break that. Man, I'm talking, it was a long time. Beating and pounding on that rock. And I could feel it was cracking. Once it started cracking, it was like pretty easy after that. But I had to hit it 100,000 times, probably. I don't know, not that many times, but it was a lot of damn times. I lost count around about 180 times. I was like, oh, I forgot where I was at. And I was trying to count how many times I had to hit that thing to even crack it. It was like, I was like upwards of 180 something. I don't know. I might have made it to like 220 or something, but I couldn't remember. But I finally broke that thing off. I wanted that shell really bad. It was like a fossilized shell inside that rock, and it was just, this is the surface that I found. That's right there. I barely even, all I did was grind this down, but this is where it was. It was just right about at this level, just already broken off where it broke, the rock had broke off, and it exposed the other half of the shell that was in there. I wanted it really bad, so I was like, man, I want that thing. I want to make something out of it. So anyway, this is it. I finally get to see it polished and see what it looked like. It's taken a long time to cut the rest of the rock off of it, get it broke down to where it's just like manageable. So that way I got the actual fossil, just preserved in something about this relative. This is where I wanted to take it down to, right about here. Oh man, don't break it. Okay. So anyway, some of these are pretty cool. You find them on the beach just like this. About what they look like. Anyway, I want to see these ones. Oh yeah, it does have Jersey. So remember I was talking about how if it's wet, you can't see it? Now that they had a chance to dry out, I get to see them now. Yeah. Cool, huh? That needs a lot more polishing. The Labradorites, take a look at those. Yeah, hell of a lot more polishing on these. That's what you gotta do, you gotta polish, and then once it dries out, you gotta dry it out so you can see it. You can see where you didn't polish it all the way down. you know where to put pressure on it over here on the polisher and stuff. So you just gotta study it a little bit and know that, okay, all around the edges of these ones need a lot more polishing. So this is the process of them. I'll show you. Going through the process will let you all get to enjoy it. Let's see. Oh, I can't wait to get these really polished, because then all that color will come out of these. See that area right there? Has more color in it, but you gotta get it really polished. Some of them have a lot of fire in there. Look at that. Hit the light at different angles. There it is. So anyway, polish those up. Yeah, there's a lot more color in there, but you gotta polish the hell out of these. These gotta be like super polished. And getting that edge on there is pretty good. I was trying to make a tiny little cheese cutter. Like a skinning tool. Cool. That's gonna be a neat little thing right here. Alright guys, cut this short because it's already been 35-minute video, so I gotta slow them down. So, oh, it does have druzy. Look at that. So I couldn't tell when it was wet, but now look at it. Oh, that's glittery. Can't touch it though, because some of it, if you get oils from your fingers on it, it won't glitter no more. You gotta clean the hell out of it again. Denatured alcohol or something to get the oils back off of it, because it's so fine it'll absorb the oil off your finger, and then it'll get dull where you won't be able to see it glitter no more. Only way to clean that off is to kind of like a delicate glitter. It's so fine you could barely see it. Zoom up on it somewhere. Some of it's not glitterized yet, or it's so fine you can barely see it glitter. That side is. I guess that's the progression of millions of years right here, huh? It's gone from being like bubbly as hell. All the way to being glittery. Cool, huh? Alright guys, here's another really cool one, huh? Let's go to the fishes now. Mummies are pregnant as hell. Look at her, she's super pregnant. So's that one back there, she's like really pregnant. She's a pretty one, ain't she? Look at her tail. These are all fish that I've bred. The ones that come from all the boys. Because I had other females that had these had a bunch of babies, and these are some of the babies. But the program, the breeding program, I've been using like hybrid breeds of, I've been using like the different hybrids. There's several different families here. From the original ones that I see, that's what you do is you get a couple fish, and you have babies from those fish, and you raise those, and then you introduce more fish from another breed. You know what I'm saying? You get some more fish, and you breed them in, and then over time you'll produce some pretty wild fish. See, that's one of the ones I bred. He came from like two different types of antlers, and when they had babies, I ended up producing a whole new species of antler fish. I can't find that one anywhere on the internet. That particular one right there. Pretty cool. Both of the males right here. See that other male? That's another one. Can't find him anywhere either. Alright. That's pretty incredible. But that's all the daddies up here. See, like, there's a daddy that bought that yellow one. I mean, one of those yellow ones, and this is like one of the children of the yellow one that I did. So, pretty much all of these are the children of some of the fish that I bought. But because they were breeding in with other females and stuff from another breeder, when they had babies, they had a whole new type of those fish. That fish right there, I can't find none of these other than that. Like that one right there, look at him. That's like a breed. That's like a cross between the two different types of that yellow antler and one of those rainbow ones. Look at him. He's pretty cool. Little stubby tail. So like that one right there, that's like the one that I bought. Something like that, right? But now he's produced that one because it mixed with one of those all these ones. They're all cool as hell to me. These are the boys. Anyway, give credit for the dudes jamming. Iron Maiden. She sailed with the wind and the sound of the day. She, what would she catch? What would she miss? Out of the sea. She has no clue. She has no way. We do this together. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Keep rocking.